Okay, Kenneth is coming.
Kenneth, you're the first one, Kenneth.
Okay.
How are you? You have to unmute your phone.
Ajahn, good afternoon.
Can't hear you though.
Can you hear me?
Okay, but it's soft, very soft.
Yeah, this microphone is very soft. Sorry. Yeah.
You have to speak close to your mouth.
Okay. Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
How are you doing? Finished teaching today?
No, I have another lecture about 4 o'clock. That's about 1 hour from now. So
I see it's about 3
3 o'clock. Yeah.
o'clock in Switzerland.
Yeah. Yeah. So I still have to do some work today.
What do you teach? What is your next class?
It's on control engineering.
Control engineering.
Yeah.
Not mental, controlling mind.
Not controlling the mind, controlling robots and rehabilitation systems.
Yes, that's easier. Controlling
Yeah.
things is better. It's easier than controlling the mind.
I can't control the mind yet, so I'm still working on it.
Yeah, you need mindfulness.
Yeah,
Bhutto, 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 bhutto.
exactly.
Bhutto, bhutto, bhutto.
Yeah, I find at the moment we're about 6 weeks into the semester. I have quite a lot of lecturing. I find my mind is thinking a lot about all the teaching things. It's quite concentrated, but I feel it's not the right kind of concentration.
Do you teach in English or in German?
Both. I teach partly in German, partly in English.
I see. Is it an international school or is this a local Swiss university?
It's a normal Swiss university.
I see. And you teach 2 languages, English and German.
Yeah, for our undergraduate courses, I teach in German, and for the master level courses in English.
In English, I see.
Yeah.
Do you have any international students, foreigners?
We have quite a lot of
Quite a lot. Huh?
Yeah, in the master program. Yeah.
I see. How big is your university?
My university is relatively small one. It's an engineering school mainly. Yeah.
The number of students, can you give a rough estimate?
5,000.
5,000.
Yeah.
All in engineering school.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's quite big.
Yeah.
Okay. You have anything to say or ask today?
Not at the moment. I'm still a little bit in lecture mode, so I just want to tune in and just listen to the discussion, if that's okay.
Okay, nice talking to you for now.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, we'll go to the next person. Varit, Kid Song. Where are you from, Varit?
กรุงเทพ
Where are you from?
กรุงเทพครับ
I cannot hear you. Can you speak louder?
กรุงเทพครับพระอาจารย์
Gungtep. You have to speak English.
Okay, in Bangkok now I'm ลาสิกขา for 2 weeks.
You disrobe, huh? After one rain
3 months.
residence,
One
one
พรรษา
pansa.
วันพรรษา
Okay, did you find it good?
Yes, I'm to alone to live alone and be patient very much to
Okay.
do everything
You know how to control your emotion now.
better but not perfect.
I see. Good. So even for 3 months, it's a good training, right? For
Yes,
you.
but now today I'm practice every day. Now I use anapanasati. It's easier than before I บวช
Okay. Good.
Now when I walk in all the day, I realize breathing more than in the past.
Good. Don't give up. Okay.
Thank
Don't
you.
try to practice Even when you're not a monk, you can still practice.
Yeah.
How's your mother? Is she sitting here next to you?
Yes, yes.
I see.
แม่ไม่คุยกับพระอาจารย์เหรอโอเคพระอาจารย์ ask you
How are you?
ถามพระอาจารย์ค่ะ
ask speak English
Speak English.
You have to speak English.
Okay. I'm very grateful.
Okay. Haven't seen you for a while.
Yes.
Okay.
I wish that I can go to see พระอาจารย์ every month, but I cannot because
Okay.
of all this my work right now. It's
Okay.
very
Stressful.
stressful. Yes.
Yeah. Very busy.
Yes.
Okay. I hope everything works out good for you.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. Nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you, พระอาจารย์
Okay. Stay well. Stay safe. Stay happy.
สาธุค่ะ
Okay. Okay, Varid, do you have any question?
in the situation of Thailand now how do I วางตัว in this situation now
How you conduct yourself under the situation? Be calm.
be calm
Be
passion
calm and don't be greedy. Okay. Just be sandod, mak noi.
โอเคครับ
Just have enough to eat. That's good enough already. Don't want any. Don't wish to be rich or to be big or anything like that. Just stay alive. That's all you need to do.
Thank
And meditate. Meditate doesn't cost you money. Doesn't hurt anybody.
โอเคครับผม
Okay. So try to stay at home and meditate. If you go out, you spend money, and then you will run out of money sooner or later.
ครับ
And you will have problem. Save the money for food, for the essential. And then if you want to be happy, just meditate. Okay?
โอเค thank you ครับ
All right. That's all for now.
How many people here now
Okay. I'll go to the next person, Sri, and check. Hi, from Vancouver. Must be about, 6 o'clock in the morning for you.
Yes. Good evening, Tanajan.
How are you?
Yeah, we're good, Tanajan.
Okay.
How are you?
You have anything to say or ask?
I just want to share something with you. I just a few days ago, usually during this time, I will start to buy gifts for some people that I know for Christmas, usually for children. I realized that it's kind of it's not that peaceful when I shop. Like after I realized that the mind is not so peaceful. And I told Sui, maybe I should not, this will be the last year I'll buy a gift, and maybe it's easier to give money or gift card. Like then I don't have to think what to buy. And it's really, I just realized, and I think
That's a good way to buy gifts. Just give money or just gift card. Then the person can decide for themselves what they want to buy.
right.
Sometimes you buy and then they're not happy with what you buy because it's not what they wanted.
Yes, that's true.
So better
And,
just to give
yeah.
money.
Yeah, sometimes it's just tradition. So I decided that I should give up this tradition and just just give money or a gift card.
Yes,
Yeah.
this is dana. Just look at it as dana, charity. So the best charity is money, I think, because people then can buy whatever they want themselves.
Right.
Then they don't
Yeah,
have
I
to
just
return
never
the gift.
realized
If you give them the gift, then when they unwrap it, they don't want it, so they have to return it to the shop.
More work for them.
Yeah. So just
Yeah,
give them a gift card or money. I think money is probably the best because then they can just buy anything they want.
right.
Charity, as dana.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it's just tradition, Ajahn. I think the people are not used to getting money, but I think money is it's good for everyone.
The best gift is money.
Right.
Yeah, we
Because
buy
money
for
can transform everything you want into everything that you want.
Right. I think nobody will say no to that. Right.
All right.
yeah.
So no question yet today. Maybe
No,
later on.
later, Ajahn. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Nice seeing you. Nice talking to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice talking to
Okay,
you.
we'll go to Forrest Tong. Forrest, can you unmute your microphone?
Hi, Ajahn. Good morning.
Singapore, right? Oh no, from Boston. I'm sorry.
Boston. Yeah.
Boston.
I have a couple questions today. The first one, so I find that I'm often worrying about what I'm going to eat for my next meal. So I'm trying to stop thinking so much about that because I do have enough food, luckily. So should I just try to use Budo to stop thinking, or is there some other way?
Just look food as medicine. Don't look food as something to enjoy. Just look at something to feel your hunger. So any kind of food is okay. Try to resist the urge to eat the food you like to eat, you want to eat. Eat the food that you don't like to eat. Like medicine. You don't like to take medicine, right? So
Yeah.
you have to take medicine in order to cure your illness. Same way, hunger is a form of illness, and food is a medicine to cure your hunger. So just try to eat food that is good. I mean, healthy food, but not tasty or suit your cravings. And try to eat food that is good, like salad. Lots of vegetables and things like that. And you want to punish your craving, you should mix everything up before you eat them, because they're going to be mixed in your stomach anyway, right? So you mix them in your plate or in your bowl. Mix everything, your food, your dessert, your cakes, your coffee, whatever. Whatever goes into the stomach, go into this plate first, and then eat it that way. Then you will have no problem the next time eating food. And you say, okay, I just eat just to fill my stomach, just to get rid of my hunger. That's all. Okay?
And I have one more question. So I know that in the chants, we say that the Dhamma is akaliko, timeless, but I still find myself having some doubts about, since it was discovered so long ago, like over 2,500 years ago, whether it's still relevant today. So
yes, Dhamma is like medicine. It cures the illness of the mind, which is dukkha, and it's still effective today. See the noble disciples of today, those who became enlightened today, they use the same Dhamma that the Buddha used, that the Buddha expounded. So it's still effective. And you can take this medicine and cure your illness also, cure your dukkha. If you can practice the Dhamma according to what the Buddha taught, Sila, Samadhi, and Panya, then you will cure your illness, your dukkha. Your mental suffering will not be in your mind again forever. So there's no doubt. You have to prove it for yourself. That's the only thing. The doubt is in yourself, whether you can do it or not, whether you want to do it or not.
Yeah.
If you don't prove it, no one can prove it for you. Santitiko, the Dhamma is to be proven by the practitioner, by yourself.
Yeah.
Once you practice, then when you achieve the result, then you will say, yes, this is Agariko. This is top of the world. The Dhamma excel all other things. Because nothing in this world can get rid of your dukkha, your mental suffering. It's only the Dhamma practice that will get rid of all your dukkha, your stress, your anxiety, your worry, your fear, your anger, your restlessness, your agitation. This will all be gone from your mind forever. If you practice sila, samadhi, and panya. All right? You have to do it. No one can prove it for you. You have to prove it yourself.
Okay.
It's like medicine. You have to take it. If you're sick, if you want to know whether this medicine will cure your illness or not, you have to take the medicine. If you don't take it, you don't know whether it will or not. So if you want to find out whether this medicine is good for you, for your illness, then you have to take it. Same way, the Dhamma is the medicine for the mind, not for the body, for the mind. All right? Good
Thank
enough?
you.
Okay. Let me go to the next person, Alvin Lee from Malaysia. Hi, Alvin.
Hi, Ajahn, how are you?
Good evening. Good to see you again.
Good to see you too, Ajahn.
Hello.
Yeah.
You got any question?
Yeah.
Hello.
I've got. That's my daughter. Yeah. Ajahn, I think last week I asked you about the four foundation of mindfulness. You, Ajahn said that you're actually practicing mindfulness, concentration, and wisdom, right? So, okay, the reason I asked, I want further explanation on this, because many years ago, when I learned meditation, I was taught of this method as well, where you sit down and you observe your breath. If you feel something itchiness in the body, you remove your attention from your breath for a very short time to go and take note of the itchiness and tell yourself you are feeling. Then if a thought come to your mind, you move to the thoughts and then tell yourself that you are thinking. And then alternatively, if there is if you hear a noise which is constantly in your room, for example, the fan is moving, then you tell yourself it's hearing, then you come back to your breath. What is your
Why go in the first place when you have to come back? Don't go, you'll be distracted. Just keep staying with your breath.
Just keep staying with your breath.
Why go and come back? Just stay, right? This is the important thing. People misunderstand that they have to go and acknowledge. What do you have to acknowledge them? Just stay with your breath, because if you don't stay with your breath, your mind will keep moving around. See? You don't want the mind to move around. You want to fix the mind into one point. So you need to keep it in the breath, your meditation object. If you use Bhutto, you just stick with Bhutto and ignore the other thing that appears while you meditate. Okay?
Okay.
Stay focused, stay concentrated, not flip-flop back and forth.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
So that is not actually practicing the four foundation of mindfulness, right?
What you say is not.
It is not, right?
Not. You only have to focus on the breath. This is anapanasati, which is part of the four foundation of mindfulness.
I see.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Next, Ka-Fai Lim. Hi, Ka-Fai Lim.
Hi,
How are you?
Ajahn. I'm from Malaysia. I'm good today. Yeah. Today I got a question in regards to dana offering. In the unprecedented time like this, my travel to the temple has made almost impossible. So my daily offering of food and medical supply has not been materialized. So I also doing the same thing to my neighborhood, offering the food and also medical supply, the same thing to the needy one around the neighborhood. And that's exactly the question I want to ask. Does it make any difference whether I'm doing it whether in the temple or to the anyone, as long as I'm doing it wholeheartedly? That's the question that I have.
It doesn't make any difference to the giver. The giver gets the benefit, the same benefit, whether you give to the temple or to the neighbor. But it makes a difference to the receiver, because the receiver that doesn't get anything, then that makes a difference.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't make any difference to the giver, as long as you give. Once you give, you have the benefit from this giving.
Yes.
But the receiver, if you give to the temple, then your neighbor don't get it. If you give to your neighbor, the temple don't get it.
Yeah, that is exactly the second question. And the neighbor say that why not you just continue to help the neighborhood instead of going often to the temple? Yeah, that's exactly the second question that I want to ask, which Ajahn also has the answer for me already. As long as it make the difference it make no difference to the giver as long as given wholeheartedly, but it make more difference to the receiver.
Right. It depends also on the receiver. If the receiver have plenty already, then you might not. It might not make difference to them either. If the temple has more than the temple can use, then maybe you can give it to your neighbor who might need more than the temple. So you have to look at the conditions of the receiver also, whether which one is much in need. Then you give those who is really in need more than those who is not in need.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Is that all?
Yes, that's all.
Okay. I'll go to ST. Hi, ST. Where are you from? Singapore? Please unmute your microphone.
Okay.
You still not unmute. You have to do it again. Okay.
Hi, Ajahn. ST from Singapore.
Hi, good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you. I'm just listening and learning. If I've got questions later, I will ask you. Thank you.
Okay, then, fine. See, I'll go to the next person then, okay? To Nguyen Duong from Vietnam, I presume. Sounds like Vietnamese name.
I'm Vietnamese. I'm in London at the moment.
In London?
I live in London.
Okay. You came here before last time?
Yes, a few years ago.
Okay.
Yeah,
Any question for you?
Today I have I've been having this question since I heard your teaching about the chitta element. I can somehow visualize, imagine how the bones go back to the earth, how the water element goes, but how the chitta element goes back to the element. I still couldn't clear that question, even intellectually, because sometimes the Buddha or enlightened arahants can come back and talk to Ajahn Mun, for example. So how does it work?
Okay, see, your life is composed of two parts, the body and the mind. Okay. The body, when the body dies, it returns to the four elements. The body dissolves, and the four elements that compose the body will separate. Okay, but the mind doesn't die with the body. The mind is the fifth element, called the knowing element. And this mind will exist in a spiritual form, in a spiritual world. And people with special psychic power can connect with the mind who's in spiritual world. Okay. Like the Buddha, he had psychic power. he was able to connect with the spiritual beings like his mother, who died before. After giving birth for 7 days, she died, she passed away. But after the Buddha became enlightened at the age of 35, he still could connect with his mother through his psychic power. Because the spirit of his mother that didn't die with the body. See? Your
So
spirit
they
died.
exist in each, like each spirit still exists in like as a individuals, not
Right.
as a whole.
It's like when you go to sleep. When you go to sleep, your body dies temporarily, but your mind still functions. Your mind still in a state of dream. That's what happened when you die. Your mind enter into the dream world, dreamland. Okay.
So it's still exists individually,
So,
separately
you don't
from
die
each
with
other.
your body. You don't die with
Yeah.
your body. You're the one who control the body. You're the one who tell the body what to do. But when the body die, you don't die with the body. You exist in the spiritual world or in the dream world. Spiritual world is a dream world. It's like when you go to sleep. You enter into the dream world when you go to sleep.
Yeah. But the enlightened mind.
Enlightened mind it exists, but in a different part of the spiritual world, the world in which it doesn't take rebirth. But other beings, after a while, they will then take rebirth again. They'll get a new body, and then they return and start the whole process over again. From being a baby to being a child to being a boy, a girl, go to school, graduate, get work, get married, then get old, get sick, and die again.
That is when everything is smooth, not when it's cut short somewhere else. That is when everything is smooth. You can't go to the old age, but maybe it's cut short somewhere else before that.
Yeah, you might die before that also.
Yeah.
Okay, then you come back again. After
Yes.
you keep coming back. You've been coming back for many 100,000 times already, 100 million times already. And only when you become enlightened, then you can stop this process. Like the Buddha, he doesn't come back anymore. And his noble disciples, they don't come back anymore. Because they see coming back as dukkha, is suffering. Even though you might have some happiness, but eventually your happiness will be short-lived and it will be replaced by your suffering. When you become old, just wait when you get old, just wait when you get sick. Just wait when you lose your loved ones. Then you'll see how it is like to be reborn. And then you wish you never want to be reborn. But you cannot wish. You have to get rid of the cause that bring you rebirth. And the cause that bring you rebirth is your cravings, your defilement, your great hatred and delusion. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. Any question? Any more question?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Okay. Let me go to the next person. Get Yen So from Penang. Oh, Singapore. I'm not sure. Maybe I forget. Get, you have to. Okay. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
From Penang.
Yeah, I'm from Penang. Yeah.
Okay. Any question?
Some beside the mindfulness, what are practice that we should have for the upekkha cultivation?
Metta cultivation.
Upekkha.
Ubekha is different from metta. It's the opposite. Ubekha is just to be still, not to react to anything, to anybody. Metta is to react with kindness and love. So it depends on the situation. If you meet someone you don't know, you might not be able to react with kindness or love, then you just have to use ubekha. It depends on the situation. The 4 Brahma Viharas are for you to use under different circumstances. If you meet somebody in need, then you have to have compassion or karuna, help them. If you see someone have success, then you should congratulate. You should be happy with their success. If you see someone suffering and there's nothing you can do to help, then you just have to remain calm and not reacting. So it depends on the circumstance of your meeting with people. If you meet ordinary people, you normally say hi, hello, how are you? This is metta, friendliness. You extend friendship to other people.
Yeah, Ajahn, actually my question is beside mindfulness, what type of cultivation that we should have for upekkha?
Mindfulness will get you to ubekha. You
Only
need to meditate. You have to meditate to get into the 4th jhana. That's where the real ubekha is. So you have to develop mindfulness when you're not meditating. And when you meditate, then you use mindfulness that you have developed to bring you into the 4th jhana. Then you get to ubekha. This ubekha will start to accumulate in your mind. If you keep going into samadhi, you have to do a lot of samadhi to build up this ubekha. Then when you come out, then you will have this ubekha. When you run into people, then you can use this ubekha when you need to. But ubekha can also become weakened. Then you have to keep going back and recharge like battery of your phone. You have to keep charging your battery to keep your phone running. If you want to, you have to keep going to samadhi to maintain your ubekha when you come out of samadhi.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Thanks for the explanation, Ajahn. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me go to the next person. Philip, how are you? Philip?
Ajahn, fine, thank you. How are you?
Good. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
And Angeline also.
Thank you, Ajahn. How are you?
How are you? Any question today?
I do have a question, but I just don't know how to word it. For example, if a person like thinks about committing suicide, and then it's actually for me, I just thinking that the person will just go reset and just go back in samsara, round and round and round, right? It's just continuing the process and have to restart again.
Yes, it's not the way to solve problem.
Yeah, I know.
Actually, creating more dukkha for you, because you will be in the what you call unhappy state of spiritual being when you die. Rather than go to heaven, you go to hell for killing yourself.
I'm just asking for a friend.
And when you reborn the next life, you will repeat the same action again. When you run into problem and you cannot solve, then you'll kill yourself again.
Yes.
So you get stuck into this vicious cycle forever until you stop killing yourself. Then you can extract yourself from this vicious cycle.
Is there anything that the person can do, or to practice meditation or to read?
Right, keep meditating, keep meditating. The reason why people kill themselves is because their mind produces suffering.
Okay.
But if you can stop your mind with mindfulness, then suffering will not arise in your mind. Your mind will be happy, and there will be no need to kill yourself.
Right.
Even though you might lose everything, like lose money, lose your family, but if you can calm your mind, your mind will not be sad by such a loss. And then you can restart life again. You can say, okay, everything is impermanent. So you restart life again. But if you cannot stop your mind, you might keep yearning, longing for your loved ones you lost. Then it will create a lot of suffering in the mind until the mind cannot take the situation any longer. And then the person thinks the only way to get rid of this suffering is to kill himself or herself. So if you practice mindfulness, you will never have a chance to commit suicide. If you can calm your mind, every time you're not happy, just meditate. And when after a while, your mind will become calm and happy, and then you don't see any reason why you have to kill yourself. It's only when you cannot stop your mind from thinking about your loss, your problem, and then it keeps multiplying like a snowball. It becomes more and more unbearable until you to the point where you just have to kill yourself. So you have to stop this snowballing of the mind, creating suffering again and again by stopping it, by using mindfulness, any method, mindfulness of breathing, mindfulness of mantra. But you have to practice before you can do it. You cannot do it when you're under stress if you haven't practiced before. It's like a boxer. You have to train yourself first before you go into the ring. If you don't train yourself, you go into the ring, you get knocked out, right?
Yes.
So you have, not right now you're happy, so you must not be complacent. Who knows, tomorrow you might become sad. And the best way to get rid of your sadness is to use mindfulness. So you have to prepare mindfulness for the situation that may arise in the future by keep developing mindfulness as much as you can, reciting Bhutto, and if you can, sit down and meditate, watch your breath or recite the mantra. Keep it as a discipline. Do it every day, because once you do it every day, it's easy. If you do it once in a while, you'll find it difficult to do. Anything that you keep doing regularly, it will become easy. If you do it once in a while, you'll find it very hard to do. So try to meditate every day, and meditate as much as possible. The more, the better, because you are building up defenses against your mental suffering. So when crisis happen, you can then use this meditation and mindfulness to stop your mind from feeling sad. But if you don't know how to do it, you won't be able to do it when you become sad. And the more you desire for this sadness to disappear, the more sadness will multiply to the point where you cannot tolerate it anymore. And then you think you have to kill yourself to get rid of this sadness, this suffering. So meditate now. Keep mindful from the time you wake up in the morning. You have time by yourself in which you can develop mindfulness. When you get up, you go to the bathroom, brush your teeth, wash your face, take a shower. Then you develop mindfulness during that time, either watching your body action, or you can recite the mantra. Stop your mind from thinking. This is the goal. Control your thoughts, because the thought is the one that generates sadness and suffering for the mind.
Right.
Okay, how about you, Philip?
Just got a slight question on meditation. In meditation, after sitting a while, like for example, the other day while I was meditating, a thought arise. Like for example, not a thought, but it's like watching my mind, or that this thought is impermanent. This thought is not myself. Nor this body is myself, nor impermanent. Should I just go back to my breath, or
you keep stay with your breath, because you'll be distracted, and before you know it, you keep thinking about other things.
Okay.
Don't be distracted by anything. stay with your breath, stay with your meditation object. Because if you start to think about the other thing, then it can then lead you to other thoughts and so on. It becomes a chain reaction. So don't go. Keep staying with the breath. Just like when I told Alvin when he asked the same question. He asked exactly the same question that you asked now.
Okay.
Okay, stay with your meditation object. Don't go anywhere else. If you stay, then your mind can become concentrated, become singular, and calm, and then peaceful and happy, and ubekkha will arise. But if you keep going away and keep telling yourself, this is anicca, this is anatta, this is not the time to teach your mind this. You can do this later on when you're not meditating. Then you can teach your mind, this is anicca, this is anatta. See your wife and say, she is anatta, she is anicca. See your children, they are anicca, they are anatta. You can do this when you're not meditating.
Okay.
All right.
So after the meditation practice, when you are coming out and you are mindful of things.
Right. When you come into contact with anything, tell yourself this is anicca, this is anatta. If you want them to be nityam atta, you can be disappointed.
Okay.
All right.
Understand.
So when you meditate, you want to reduce your thought as much as possible. Don't let it think. Let it focus. Let it merely know. No thinking. No contemplation. Okay? Just focus. Then your mind can enter into jhana that way. Okay?
Thank you.
Let me go to Phoebe saying, hi, Phoebe. You get up today. You didn't go to sleep last night? Or you sleep early last night? You have to unmute your microphone. Yeah. Okay.
Hello? Hello,
Yes.
can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Ajahn, yes, no, I didn't get enough sleep, but that's fine. I want to ask about meditation object. So I'm very distracted in general. But I try to do Buddho, but I'm also watching the breath. I know that I can't really do Buddho and the breath at the same time, right? Because that just means I'm going back and forth between the two. But I don't know how to switch from the Buddho to the breath. So I guess what I'm trying to do is start with Buddho, but I try to go to the breath as soon as possible. Or would you recommend that I just do Buddho and forget about the breath entirely until I have very, very strong mindfulness? And then how do I make a decision to switch?
If you use Buddha, you don't need to switch. Buddha can take you into jhana also. So don't worry. If you use Buddha, just stick with Buddha all the way.
Okay, but I actually find, oh my goodness, I find that the breath is actually better because I feel like I'm actually observing something that I'm not controlling, right? Because I can't control the breath, it's just happening. So if I'm noticing the quality of the breath, and I notice if there's tension in my body, I notice like if I'm trying to control the breath, and I just pay attention to all of those things, it seems like a positive direction. However, when I'm trying to focus on Buddho, I don't really feel comfortable because like I'm doing it, like I'm creating the Buddho, and I'm doing it. So when I feel more relaxed, I feel like I can go to the breath. I know it's probably not good because I'm changing too much, but what would you advise them?
Well, stick to one, whichever one it works for you at that time. If you cannot watch your breath, then you have to use Buddha. If you can watch your breath, then you don't have to use Bhutto.
But so you're saying I should start off, whatever I choose to start in the meditation, I should maintain all the way through.
Yes, if possible, if it's possible. But if in midway, if you feel like after you recite Bhutto long enough, you feel you have enough concentration to watch your breath, then you can try that also if you like.
Okay. Okay then. All right. Thank you. I have another question. I wanted to ask about, and this is based on other things that other questions that you were answering earlier. Just as our thoughts are pretty much garbage, and we shouldn't pay too much attention to them, that's the same for dreams, right? So dreams are just the mind, just mental activity. So I mean, unless you are getting information from outside, I don't know how often that happens, but in my experience, mostly my dreams are just mental activity. So one should probably ignore them. And you were talking earlier about how being in the sleeping state, it's like you're only in the spiritual realm. So my question is, I have a lot of dreams, and I often experience that the dreams, as soon as I wake up, I remember them very clearly, and the dreams always seem to be informing me and giving me clarity on things that I'm thinking in general. So things that concern me with my life. And often when I dream, I have more clarity than when I'm awake. So, I mean, is that possible? Because I'm not being mindful, obviously, when I'm asleep. My mind's just going wherever it's going. But is it possible that the dream would be more structured and organized than the thoughts of the day? Or should I just ignore everything because they're just
know it for what it is. Just know it for what it is. If it's clear to you, fine. If it's not clear to you, fine. Because dream is something that you cannot control. You cannot press on the button and say, tonight I'm going to have a good dream. Tonight I'm going to have a bad dream. You cannot do that. See, your dream depends on you. It's the consequence of your karma, your previous karma. Whatever you do every day is being recorded in your mind. And when you go to sleep, then the mind starts to use this information to produce the dream for you to experience. So normally, if you do bad karma, then you will get bad dreams. If you do good karma, then you'll get good dreams. Because that's the information you input into your mind when you are awake. And so when you go to sleep, the mind will then take this information that you input to create dreams for you, good and bad dreams.
May I ask one more question?
Yeah, go ahead.
And this is regarding, somebody was talking about whether you treat people with upekkha or metta or karuna, and I just want to ask, when is there a best way? Okay, so the context is that if there's somebody you dislike or somebody, well, okay, it's very specific. So I mentioned that I share my house with other people, and there's one person who is mentally disturbed. I know that, and he's a very angry person, so he's very, he doesn't have consideration for others. So earlier when I was starting the Zoom, he was just playing very, very loud music, even though he knows that everybody else can hear him. And annoyance and aversion arose in me. So when that happens, I try to be mindful of that, so that I don't so that I detach from the aversion and I don't encourage it. However, I was just wondering, is it okay to just do that, or is it better to actively think of that person with metta or something like that?
Well, whichever method that will make your mind remain calm and not reacting. Sometimes you can use metta, sometimes you can just stop your thought, stop your mind to think about that person, like using mindfulness. So there are different methods you can use. The goal is to remain calm and not reacting to that person's action. Just leave him alone.
So metta practice does not affect the people that you're interacting with. It is only for your own mind.
Basically, you have to look after your mind first before you look after other people. So you have to maintain calmness and stability in your mind first before you act to other people, do things with other people. If your mind is not stable, then you can do bad things with other people.
Okay, thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Is your mother and sister watching also? I cannot see them on the screen.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Probably.
All right. Let me go to the next person. Yes, the mother and sister, Soling. Hi, Soling.
Hello, Ajahn. Hello, Ajahn.
You want to say something? I just want to listen.
Yes, I've been thinking, remember last time you talked about right view, about how we so ignorant, not seeing things as anicca, dukkha, and anatta, and about how we addicted to things like you always give example about coffee, and if you don't have it, we'll get sad and whatever. And I was thinking about when you were talking about it, you always like addicted to so many things like our sensual pressures and things, but because we are so ignorant, we didn't look at them as poisonous or anything. We just think it is okay. Everybody's doing it. We're doing it. In my mind, my definition of addiction is like drugs and alcohol, which is harmful to you. Another thing, I would never connect it to like addiction. But Ajahn talked about it last week, and I just suddenly realized this is so absolutely true, and we attach to all this sensual pressure, attach ourselves to life and things. We are really addicted, and all these are harmful to us, and really make my mind think really hard. Thank you, Ajahn. That was really, really helpful.
Okay, look at the problem now. Everybody should stay home, but they don't want to stay home. See? They're addicted to going outside. So when they have this rule to prevent people from going outside, they start to revolt. They get angry, they get protest. But they don't see that going out will eventually cause them to die if they contract the virus. But they would rather die than suffer staying at home, see, because they're so addicted to going outside. But if you meditate, then you're safe. If you know how to meditate, then you're safe. Then you don't have to go outside. You just stay at home and meditate, and you can become happy. So this is the benefit of meditation. Save your life, save your money, and save other people also, from contracting the disease and then spread it to other people. Okay?
Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you.
And so we should better look for the long-term good results rather than the short-term good results. For example, when we are traveling, we may spot a dying fox in the motorway or some broken cars, and then we may feel our metta to share our merit with us, but it is better to think about how we are doing good ourselves before we can think about all these other kilesas around us. Is it the better way?
Soling, can you recap for me what she said?
I think she probably meant, is it better? Because when we travel the road, sometimes we see like animal being killed by cars and things like that. And she said, is it better not worrying about all these animals? Okay, we would like to have metta for all these beings, but is it better to make ourselves better first before we worry about other beings? I think, yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, we have to make ourselves better, make ourselves not sad by looking at the truth of life. See? And life is impermanent, basically. Everybody dies. If you can understand this truth, then when you see somebody die, then you say, this is it, this is life. Then you won't feel bad. But we don't want to accept this thing. We want everybody to live forever. So when you see somebody die, you become sad because you forget the fact of life. The fact of life is every birth there is death. With every birth there is death. It's natural. It's not bad. It's not good. It's just natural. It is, whether you like it or not. See, this is what you have to teach your mind. And when you see that, you will not feel sad or feel bad. Okay.
Yeah. So in total, I have been writing too many of my suttas from the Dhammapada for other people rather than sitting my mind calm with one or two for myself, and it is better to just keep to the
Can you recap for me, Salim? Can you recap
for
for me?
myself?
Oh, so basically, Hiu Hei normally in general, she like to copy from the Dhammapada, the verses and the Suchart a lot. And she always got the think she's writing it for somebody else, which is, I keep, telling her about things like that. But now she said, it's better, just not worry about writing for other people and just keep writing it for herself, one or two sutra, and be practicing instead of writing that.
Yes.
Okay. And is it the right thing to do? Just to keep on helping herself and practice himself, writing for other people.
Writing to know what she has to do to protect her mind first from suffering, from sadness. Once she knows how to protect her mind from sadness, then she can help other people later on.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Ajahn.
Thank you.
Good. Now let me go to Joseph Chi. Hi, Joe. Unmute your microphone. From Singapore?
I'm from Malaysia.
Malaysia.
Kuala Lumpur. Yeah.
Any question today?
Yes, I have two questions. My first question is, someone actually suggested to me that when I practice Anapanasati, when I get into meditation, it's good to recite the 5 daily contemplations, followed by the 32 parts of the body. Yeah. My question is it a must that one should practice the recitation of 5 daily contemplation and the 32 parts of the body before going into breathing?
It depends on how your mind is at that time. If your mind is still restless and you still think about this and that and cannot focus on your breathing, then you can use recitation to help calm your mind, to bring you mindfulness back first.
So we can actually go straight to breathing without...
That's right. If you want to go straight and if you can focus on your breathing, then you can skip the chanting.
I find it easier to go straight to breathing because when I recite the 32 parts of the body plus the 5 daily contemplations, my mind starts to work.
That's right. You can be thinking again.
Yeah, I can be thinking again. So it's okay to go straight to breathing.
That's right. You can go straight to breathing right away. If you can focus your mind on your breathing, then you can skip the rest.
Yeah. Okay. My second question is, if a person has all the while in life lived his life or her life smoothly and comfortably, and suddenly the person goes through a series of crises like betrayal, losses, misfortunes, and so on, does it mean that the person is then experiencing the ripening of past karma from his past life?
Well, whatever happened to us now, part of it is part of our karma, of our past karma. It's the consequence of our past karma, whatever we experience in this life, but not everything. There are other causes that cause us to experience things, like the changing situation in the world, for instance, like the virus, like the earthquakes, and these are natural phenomena that happens when we live in this world. But if there are some specific things that happen to us specifically, like we run into some misfortune, for instance, it might be the consequence of our bad karma. We might did something wrong in the past, so now we have to pay for it. But we don't have to worry about this thing, because the Buddha said the past karma is so many of them, so it's useless to focus on what you did, but just to focus on how you should react to the circumstances. And normally just to be calm and to accepting the truth, accept, well, this is your part, your life, this is your karma, and try to remain calm and not cause yourself any mental stress or suffering.
So your answer would be to accept the situation and circumstances as the karma ripening, and then meditate and sustain equanimity to go through it until it clears, right?
Yes, if you have equanimity, then you will not suffer when you face with misfortune or any bad experiences. Your mind will still be calm and peaceful and not affected.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
We go to, is that all your question? Okay. I'll go to Dean. Hi, Dean, from Singapore.
Hi, Ajahn. It's nice to see you again. I have a few things I want to share with you.
You have to speak louder, please. Can you speak louder?
Okay, I think it's the volume I set. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, better, but if you can say a little bit louder.
I'll speak louder. I'll speak louder. Is it louder now? It is.
All right.
Ajahn, I want to say a few things and share with you. Firstly, I think the past week, your teaching has helped me a lot. So one of the things is I investigate and I look what's going on inside when I meditate for hours or when I'm walking around. I really appreciate your teaching, and I don't know when is the next time I will hear from you. So now it's quite evident that you have taught me quite a lot of things. I really appreciate that. Every time I look at the sky, instantly it reminds me of you. No other Ajahns teach me that, because I keep knowing that one of the Ajahns tells me everything is like the weather. It comes and goes. So that is quite powerful, because my body and my mind experience the weather all the time. So whether you are in your body or you have left, I will always remember your teaching. So I want to say this because it's important to.
Yes, if you can remember this, then you will go through life very happy.
It's quite a powerful teaching, and you've given me this. So Ajahn, the Dhamma you give me, and I contemplate on this spontaneously, I realize that I don't have anything to rightfully respond to the Dhamma you give. So what I can do is use my life to practice Dhamma, and if there is any Dhamma that comes out from my life, that would be the only valuable repayment for your Dhamma that you have already taught me. But more importantly, I want to share with you the last 2 weeks. Last week, I could not catch your spontaneous Zoom on Monday. So 2 weeks ago, I was in a public situation. I went on a train to go somewhere to buy something. And when I stepped on the train, I was continuing my contemplation from meditation. So while I'm doing things, I walked into the train filled with a lot of people. I'm in Singapore, so the train was quite crowded. And I did not instigate it, but I get a very overwhelming sense of everyone around of their body, their dead bodies. So their body might be animated. So the sensation and the thoughts in my body and my mind was there, but I observed that these are just bodies. And also I saw their faces, I hear their voices, the thoughts, the words. I didn't think much of it. It was very strong. And subsequently, I continued practicing the contemplation of the 32 parts of the body. So within this week, I proceed with it. And the body returns to the earth. It dies. I see some images of people killed by cars and dead bodies. And this week, I realized, I can't exactly remember at which moment, but I realized also the thoughts, the thinking in my mind and in the other people's mind around me, even today, last week, yesterday. The thoughts are also like the body. It forms and we have a whole lifetime of thinking. And the thoughts are just like the body that comes from the earth. So this is what is going on, and it helps. And I sit for hours. I still continue to follow your basic instruction of if I can sit for 5 hours. It gets easier, as Ajahn taught that the more you do, 1 drop of water a day, you will get a lot. It gets easier. So 5 hours of sitting, I think it could be extended, but in the 5 hours, it passes very fast. With this description, Ajahn, I just want to update you. And if you have any instructions or sharing, I am deeply appreciative because I don't know when I will speak to you or see you again. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. The goal is to merely know, merely see, merely hear. No reaction, if that's possible. You see something, don't react. You hear something, don't react. Just accept what you see, what you hear for what it is. Only
Ajahn,
react. If you have to react, there must be a good reason, a rational reason
my thinking and my thoughts.
Don't react emotionally. Don't react by like or dislike.
It runs quite strongly, and I don't have the power to change it or stop it. And your 1 word advice is be mindful.
Everything is like the weather. Everything is like the weather.
And
so
I'm
the weather alone.
I'm more disenchanted by my own thinking now. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice to hear from you, Dean.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Keep up your practice. Don't give up.
I won't. Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Next is Somi Go. Somi Go. Hi,
Yeah,
where are you from? Where are you
good
from?
evening. Good evening, Suki Hotu Ajahn. I was asking the same question, Ajahn, when most of our suffering come because of wrong view. A lot of wrong view, and we don't have the right understanding or the knowledge of the Dhamma much. And my question was the same question. Can we just straight away go into meditation to the jhana and it can stop our suffering without the knowledge or understanding of the Four Noble Truths or anything without any knowledge? Can we just go in and practice jhana?
Yes, the jhana will stop your suffering temporarily, not permanently. After you come out of jhana, you can still suffer the same suffering that you suffered before you go into jhana. In order to get rid of your suffering permanently, you have to understand the Four Noble Truths. To see that your suffering is caused by your craving, by your desire, by not seeing the things that you crave for being anicca, dukkha, anatta. If you see them as being anicca, dukkha, anatta, then you stop your craving, your desire for them. Then your suffering will not appear forever.
Okay, thank you, Ajahn. Understand.
Right.
Thank you very much.
All right, let me go to Geraldine. Hi, Geraldine from Singapore.
Hello, Ajahn. Nice to see you again.
Any question?
Yes, Ajahn. I wanted to find out about the 10 fetters. So, what is the difference between Sakadagami, that means self-identity, and the final ignorance of self, the I? What is the difference?
All the difference is in the Sakaya Ditti is dealing with the body.
Second.
But the Titti is dealing with the mind. See? The mind still thinks that the mind is a self. This is another object of the mind. Out of the mind thinking the mind is also a self. When the fact the mind is just a knowing element. Like the body is the form element. The mind is the knowing element. No self in both of them. No self in the mind, no self in the body. When you get rid of Sakaya Titti, you only get rid of the I in the body. But you haven't yet got rid of the I in your mind. So you have to get rid after you pass being an anagami. Then you can come face to face with this delusion in your mind. Because you have
So
to
means that after the first, like the first stage, second stage, third stage, there will still be the I until the last stage, is it?
Right. There's still an I, but not I on the body. You don't see, and Sotapanna don't see the body as an I anymore. See it as the four element. But you still think there's an I thinking or an I knowing. See? There's no I knowing or not I thinking. They're just knowing, they're just thinking. You see this when you advance in your practice.
Understand. Thank you, Ajahn. Then my other question is, if let's say the mind thinks that Buddha is too short, then can I chant Araham Sama Sambuddho, Araham Sama Sambuddho, Araham Sama Sambuddho, and keep repeating Araham Sama Sambuddho? Can it also lead to the same result as Buddha? Is it too long?
It's the same. You can use it any way you want. Long chant or short chant. The goal is to stop your mind from generating dukkha and emotion and thoughts.
Okay, so if I find that chanting Araham Sama Sambuddho is more calming and more comfortable, then I just keep doing that lah.
That's right. Until you find that you want to be calmer, then you might have to stop chanting and then focus on your breath.
Okay.
We have different levels of calm. See. All right?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
Then let me go to Fong Sin Yi and Monica Chen. How are you?
Hi, good evening, Ajahn. Yeah.
You seem to be like twin every time you come up. Both of you are.
Twins? Well, that means my mother is young.
Well, twin doesn't have to be the same age. You know.
Oh, okay. Why can't Ajahn say that we are like twins?
Yeah, you're like twins. You're always there, always together. Every time you appear on the Zoom meeting.
Okay. All right.
Any question from you today?
I have one question. Recently, I read Tan Ajah's e-book on mountain Dhamma, and there was this content that you mentioned that if we contemplate without coming up from samadhi, we may develop fake wisdom. Can Tan Ajahn sort of like elaborate more on this fake wisdom? How do we identify this?
Oh, fake wisdom is something you think about, see. And real wisdom is when you experience it yourself. So when you're not dukkha, you can think that, okay, when you have no suffering, you say, okay, I am free from suffering. But you're not sure whether you're free or not until you expose yourself to some form of crisis to see whether your mind still have any suffering. Like when you come face to face with death, for instance. Some people might think, oh, I know death is natural, I can accept it. But is this true or not? You have to prove it for yourself by going to some place where you feel your life is threatened and to see how your mind reacts under that situation. Right? Perhaps when you're on a plane and the plane happened to have mechanical failure and the captain said, ladies and gentlemen, the plane is going down, for instance. Then you have to see how your mind reacts at that point. If you're not reacting anything, you feel calm and you're not afraid, then this is real wisdom. See? Because when we contemplate on wisdom and we are living in a safe place, we don't know whether we can do it or not. We just think about it. It's still theoretical. It's not real. It's only when you go to meet the real situation, then you will find out whether you have the real wisdom to stop your mind from being afraid, from being excited or not. Okay?
So that means the real test of whether we have wisdom or not is really facing the real situations. Am I right?
Well, you have to prove to yourself. Maybe you don't have to, I don't know. Maybe you say, I don't need to prove it. And it's up to you, see. But if you want to know for sure, then you want to test yourself, right? Make sure that you're not biased toward yourself. Some people, we tend to be biased toward ourselves. Okay?
What do you mean by we are biased towards ourselves? You mean
We
to
always
say?
think that we can do things, you know.
Okay.
When we are in a comfortable position, you say, oh, I can do that. It's only when you get into the real thing, and you say, oh, it's not so easy. It's not like, like what you think when you're just, sitting in a comfortable room. And when you have to go outside and work under the sun, and you say, oh, maybe it's not so easy like you think.
So that means to say that it is still better to have samadhi, then after that only we contemplate, right? To really get into the real wisdom.
When you contemplate, you're still doing the homework or doing the preparation work. You have to run into the situation itself, like your daughter run away from you. Let's see how you will react. Have you thought about that? If she decides to leave you, run away from you one day, can you remain calm and not excited or sad?
Yeah, I wouldn't know until it's the real situation.
Yeah, this is anicca. This is something you have
Yeah.
to think about. Because separation can happen at any time without any forewarning.
Yes, true. Okay. So how that means that's why we need to remind ourselves every day so that it really get into how to say it?
Yeah, get into your system.
Yes. Okay. I suppose to let go of the body is not easy. I think to let go of the mind is even much harder.
Yes, you have to do it step by step. You do the easier part first. Giving up the body is easier than giving up the mind. That's what the Buddha teach, give up the body, then give up the feeling, then give up the mind. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Tan Ajahn.
Right. I'll go to Belinda. Belinda, please unmute your microphone. Where are you from?
Singapore, Ajahn.
Okay.
Good to see you again.
Okay. Good to see you. Any questions?
Yes, I have two questions. It seems there are 5 types of Mara: the Kilesa Mara, Sankara Mara, Kanda Mara, Machu Mara, and Deva Putra Mara. I recently, perhaps, could be in Deva Putra Mara. So I might have met somebody who in this group. So I feel the practice weaken, and there's tendency to like challenged by the devas, I feel.
I see. But you are attracted to this deva.
Yes, this deva groups, as in the Christians, or so. How do we overcome such challenges, or maybe so-called Mara?
It depends on what type of Mara you faces with. Deva Putra, I'm not sure what do you mean by Deva Putra. Can you give me an explanation?
My understanding is they are from the Deva realms who like creations. So Deva realms who like creation, for example, Deva realms from the Christians group, the Christians, where it is encouraged to get married. So or to create or to build high sky building. So that's my understanding.
You have to contemplate anicca, impermanent. That everything you build will fall down one day, sooner or later. Then you can then stop building, creating, because whatever is created will be destroyed by time, by circumstances.
So when they would it help if I chant Itipiso or a sick blessing from the Triple Gem? Would that help to
Well, it will calm your mind temporarily, but not forever. When you start to think about building again, then you can become disturbed again. See? The way is to contemplate on anicca, impermanent. Everything is impermanent, not lasting. Whatever you build one day will be destroyed.
The second question, Ajahn, there are a lot of talks about going through the Arahat path or the Bodhisattva path. So people in the Buddhist, people around me are talking about whether to follow the Bodhisattva path or the Arahat path. Like for me, I just wonder, is that's the only 2 paths we talk about in the Buddhist context? Like where the ultimate goal, which path would you like to take? Is that a choice?
No, it's not
We
a
have a
choice.
choice for it, or if it's predestined?
It's not a choice. People misunderstand. See? The 2 paths depends on the situation. If you're born during a time when there is no Buddha or no Buddhism, then you have to take the Bodhisattva path. But once there's Buddhism, there's a Buddha, then you take the Arahata path, because the Buddha is the one who will guide you to that goal. See, without the Buddha, then you just have to go blind, practice blindly. So you have to develop all the barami first. But with the Buddha, he said you don't have to do, just keep meditating, and then you can become enlightened. With the Buddha, he teaches you the 4 noble truths and the 3 characteristics of existence. Without the Buddha, no one knows the 4 noble truths. So they cannot become enlightened by themselves. So the best thing they could do was just to build up the parami, the perfection, like dana, sila, for instance. But now there's a Buddha, there's the path to enlightenment. So you take this path. It depends on on the situation. If you're born during the time when there's no Buddha, then you just have to take the Bodhisattva path. Be metta, develop dana. But when there is the Buddha, then you know that metta and dana is not enough. You need to have sila and you have to have pavana. And the Buddha teaches you how to pavana. So you take this path when there's a Buddha. Because the goal is to become enlightened. Both paths lead you to the same goal, is enlightenment. But with the Bodhisattva path, it takes a long time. Like you have to reborn maybe for many 100,000 lives before you can become enlightened by yourself. But with the Buddha, you can become enlightened in 7 days, 7 weeks, or 7 years, for instance. Once you get there, it doesn't matter which path you take. You reach the same destination. It's like going to Singapore or Malaysia. You can fly or you can take a train, right? But you get there. Once you get there, it doesn't matter how you get there. So it's the same way with becoming enlightened. It doesn't matter which path you take, Bodhisattva path or Arahata path. It gets you there, the same destination. With Bodhisattva path, it's a long path. It takes a long time. But with the Arahata path, it's very direct flight. No stopover. Okay? So right now, there's no choice. You have to take the Arahata path. You should not take the Bodhisattva path.
Right now, Ajahn, the focus is to use the Mahasatipatthana, the Satipatthana way.
That's the Arahata path.
Yes.
Okay. With the Bodhisattva path is for you to have metta, loving kindness, and compassion, and help all other beings. So that, but you don't meditate. You don't practice the Mahasatipatthana Sutta.
Mm.
Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Because it's harder to practice the Mahasatipatthana Sutta than to practice dana. So people who cannot practice the Mahasatipatthana Sutta then say, oh, I'll do the Bodhisattva path. It's easier. Just give dana and just have compassion. But if you practice the Satipatthana Sutta, you have to go live alone, become a monk, become a nun. Then you don't want to do that, see. Most people anyway don't want to do that because they don't want to give up their family, their friends, their possessions. So they prefer the Bodhisattva path.
The new age group like Eckhart Tolle, the Power of Now, like nowadays the new age group, people are without they don't really have a religion. They put the mind in the present moment, and there are some guidance to that. That appeals for current.
It's just a brief form of happiness. Yeah. It's easy, it's quick, but it will end up in sadness because things can turn negative very quickly. When they get old, when they get sick, when they become incapacitated, then they will have no happiness but suffering. Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Let me go to Jessica. Hi, Jessica. Can you unmute your microphone?
Hello, Ajahn. Thank you for having me today.
Any question?
Yes, I have a little something to share with you as well. Lately, I've been feeling very light, as well as letting go much more than before, and it seems like everything is more clear. as well as while I am going to work or while I am coming back from work or whatever I'm doing, it feels like I'm within. I'm not letting other people affecting me. It's like it's very strange because as you mentioned before about the buildings, you know, you build a very big sky tower, but at the end, you know, in time, it's nothing. Just like our body, just like the changing of the weather, everything changes. So I've been seeing that everything is actually impermanent, and that why do we put so much attachment to people, to materialistic things? And I see it with other people, and they are my teachers actually. So I'm very thankful for that as well. So I try to be very mindful of what I see and what to put in, what to take out, as well as not to be attached to what people say that will sweeten your ears, or what people say that will hurt you. So it's like being in the middle and not attaching yourself to the emotions of other people. So I've noticed this lately, that I've been letting go and seeing things being very impermanent, not important at all, and awake. Thank you, Ajahn.
Yeah, okay. This is having wisdom, see, having mindfulness, having equanimity, and having wisdom. So you stop reacting to things. You just let things be.
Yes.
But most people, their minds blocked by the delusion, so they cannot see the impermanent nature of things. They seem to look at things in a permanent way.
Yes.
So they keep building, they keep accumulating.
But I actually, with meditation, as you said before, with the last time I joined Zoom, you said just sit and meditate. It will solve everything, and it's actually very true. Sit and meditate. Let things the way it is. See it as it is, not what you want it to be, not what you hope it to be, and just accept it the way it is. And it's very easy to understand, but it takes a lot of understanding from within. And looking from within is, I think, where all the answer is. And it's not out there, you know, the key is inside. So yes, I'm very thankful for that and for your advices and everything. Thank you.
Okay. Any question today?
No questions, Ajahn. Just listening in.
Okay, good. Let
Thank
me go
you.
to the next person then, okay? I think it's Cecilia Yoksim. Please unmute your microphone.
Hello, Danachan. Yeah, how are you? I'm from Penang. I would like to ask Danachan two questions. One is I want to make reference to our Lord Buddha when before he became enlightened. When he was a prince, he sat under a
Tree.
yes, and he experienced the blissfulness of the meditation during that time. Then before he went strive for enlightenment, he remember this, and he started practicing. He is that I would like to ask Thanachan, there seems to be for the Buddhism meditation, is there a special meditation technique? Like for example, I have gone to this pilgrimage to Bodh Gaya before, and when I do meditation there, I feel there is a certain kind of energy. There's a energy, there's a coolness energy. So I would like to ask Thanachan whether during our meditation we should to remain calm, peacefulness, and the coolness in the heart. Is it one of the ways in our meditation to gain the one-pointedness?
Well, if you have one-pointedness, you will have calm. See? So you try to focus your mind on one object, such as your breath. Then when your mind becomes one-pointed, then your mind becomes calm, peaceful, and has equanimity and happiness. And this is your benchmark for your mind. This is where you want your mind to be. So, but when you come out of meditation, your mind can be affected by the sensual objects, by people and things, and this might move the mind away from this benchmark, from this equanimity and calm. So you have to use wisdom, anicca, dukkha, anatta, to bring your mind back into this equanimity. Because the thing that moves your mind away from this equanimity is your cravings, your desire, your like and your dislike. So when you see things that you like or dislike as being anicca, dukkha, anatta, then you will stop liking or disliking.
And Ajahn, is there a physical form of this kilesa? Can you, at one time when I was having a stressful moment, I kind of be mindful at that time, and I kind of in my mind I saw something. Maybe it's something like a kilesa. Does kilesa has a physical form or any forms?
It can be anything can happen in the mind. See, if it makes your mind calm, then it's okay. If it makes your mind agitated, then it's not good.
Yeah. Okay. Then Tanacha would like to ask. I have one experience during I went to this Kushinagar, whereby there's a temple in Kushinagar, and when I enter, I suddenly saw the Buddha statue, and I suddenly I saw the heat element dissipating. So I was something like I didn't expect it, and it has quite I was quite shocked. And then somehow or other I cannot control. Then my emotion become sorrowful. But then I saw the anicca nature in it. So I was at that time is happy, but it's also sorrow. But the sorrow is I actually many people see I cry, but actually I don't feel the sorrow in my heart. What I feel is the calmness, and then I see something like we are all in something like in a stage. It's acting. It's the world act. It's we go through our life. We just do like whatever we are necessary, and then we are just like acting. So I would like to ask Thanachan, How come I experience that way?
Yeah, there are many experiences in meditation, but whatever they are, you have to treat them as anicca, dukkha, anatta. They are impermanent, they come and go, and you cannot force them to come or go. They come by themselves. So once they are gone, you should forget about them and focus your mind on the present.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It's like
Thank
a
you,
dream.
Ajahn.
It's like a dream. It's already gone. And if they come back again, then you just be merely know them, but don't react to them.
All right.
Okay. All right. Let me go to the next person. I think it's Rachel Lim. Hi, Rachel.
Good evening, Ajahn. Good to see you again.
From Singapore.
Yes, I'm from Singapore. Yeah. I'm still keeping up with my practice. So just that I find that after meditating, there's automatic reflections. Whenever I see sight, hear, and then there's a reflective element that is automatic. So my question is that, for example, during meditation, usually I will set a resolution, like I will sit for 2 hours. And then when the time is up, sometimes I would like to sit longer because of the good feeling. But then there's a thoughts that come out that says that you have reached your goal, it's time to get up, and by sitting longer, you will hurt your legs because you just injured your leg recently. So how do we differentiate kilesa versus wisdom when we have set a resolution and we have reached that resolution? Thank you, Ajahn.
Well, sometimes your resolution can be limiting. See? So if you find that you are experiencing good feeling, then you can forget about that resolution. Because what you do is you want to benefit the mind as much as possible. So maybe it's better not to set up resolution next time. Just meditate for as long as you can.
Because usually if we don't set a resolution, we might not have the patience to sit through.
That's true also. But if you have to sit through without having any good result, then it's just not worth it anyway. And if you set a good resolution and if you set a resolution and you happen to have good experience, then you might have to miss that good experience because you set it just for 2 hours. When in fact you can continue on for maybe another hour or something like that. So it depends on what you want. If you want something to force you to meditate, then you need resolution. But sometimes if you have good result from your meditation and you want to continue, you can extend your resolution. It's okay because it's benefiting you yourself. It's not hurting yourself. Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Or you should set a different resolution. I'll sit for 2 hours. If I feel better, I'll continue on sitting. You can change your resolution that way.
Yes, but usually what happens is the thinking process will start after 2 hours because I have reached my goal, and then I start to be analytical. Should I carry on or not? Should I not carry on? The thinking process starts.
Yeah. So you change your resolution. You add, say, I'll sit for 2 hours, and if it's good, I'll continue on sitting.
Okay,
Just
I'll try that.
add an extra resolution to your original resolution. If you have an if there. If the practice go well, I'll continue on beyond the 2 hour limit.
Thank you,
Okay.
Ajahn.
All right. I think, let me see who is next. Somebody been raising their hand for a long time. Chen Huajan, Nigel. I don't see you here on my screen, but if you want to talk, please unmute your microphone.
Yes, I'm from Hong Kong. My name is Nigel Chen Haojun. Yeah, I'm very grateful to have seen you. I know you are a very good teacher. Yeah, but I now I have many problems to solve. I don't know how to solve it. So recently I'm seeing psychologists, and I suspect myself having manic depression, and like I can't sleep, and there's a lot of greed here, and can you help me?
You're out of control
Yes,
of yourself.
It's my helper.
Out of control of himself.
Yes, out of control. Sometimes I'm out of control, and I've been practicing vipassana, but my brain is very painful. My brain is very painful while practicing vipassana, and I always go blank, and now I'm seeking. Yeah, can you save me? I don't know.
Yes, you should practice mindfulness first. Don't worry about vipassana. Use mindfulness to calm your mind, to control your mind first. Okay.
Mindfulness to
Butto. Keep reciting Butto.
Butto.
Calm your mind, and then you can control your mind.
It's like I meditate, but I just meditate for 10 seconds, and then it just swings away.
Cannot
concentrate.
You just have to bring it back. Just keep reciting Butto. If you can talk right now, you can recite Butto. It's easy.
Butto. So recently a monk suggests me to put my focus here to this bone, and then to observe the
abdomen, your stomach.
Yeah, the stomach. Is that okay?
If you can do it, and if it helps, you then it's okay. But if it doesn't calm your mind, then maybe you use Butto instead.
Okay, Butto. So, but now I always go blank. My mind always go blank. How can I solve it? Always go blank.
Use Butto to bring it back.
Use Butto to go bring it back.
Just keep reciting Butto.
Butto. And may I ask, what is the cost of being smart?
The cost of being smart?
Yes.
You have to live with smart people.
Meet with more people.
You have to live with smart people, and smart people can teach you the smart things.
Oh, may I ask? Oh, thank you very much. May I ask, what is the greatest merit that I can make? Greatest merit.
The greatest merit is to become enlightened.
And to be enlightened. So yeah. now there's very large grid here, and like I'm losing control. Yeah.
Your body, you cannot control your body. You just have to live with it. Whatever happens to the body, just accept it for what it is. Don't try to change it, because the more you try to change, the more stressful your mind becomes.
Like now I cannot sleep for 20 days already.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just use Butto when you go to sleep. Just recite Butto. It will make you fall asleep. But you must not have any desire to go to sleep, because your desire to go to sleep will cause you not to go to sleep.
They must not have any desire to go to sleep.
Yeah. Just lay down and just say, I'll go to sleep or not, it's okay. But don't want to go to sleep, because the more you want, the more you will be awake.
Okay, and let me how much? Okay, and yes, one more question. So, to now I have no direction at all in like doing anything, and I just blank there. So can I be better? Don't know.
Yes, if you practice Bhutto, your mind will become more alert, and you can control your emotions, and you can become happy when your mind becomes calm.
Okay, so Bhutto.
Yes, just keep Bhutto. Don't think. Just Bhutto all day long if you can. And you'll find that your mind becomes lighter, feeling better and happier.
And now I can hardly comprehend things.
Yeah, you don't need to comprehend. Just use Bhutto, and then things will happen. The mind will change when you use Bhutto.
Bhutto. Okay.
Let's try it for one day, and you'll see the difference. Just keep reciting Bhutto. Okay.
So now because I lack of sleep, so I'm really out of control. So is it necessary to like sleep more? Don't know.
To sleep more?
Yes.
Well, if you can sleep, yes, you can sleep. But if you cannot sleep, then you just don't worry about it.
If can sleep, then just sleep. If can't sleep, then don't worry about it. Okay.
Yeah. Just use Bhutto to control your mind. Okay.
Okay. Can you ask more questions? Please help me.
What do you want to ask more?
Or do you have any question?
Okay. If you have maybe next time or two. Okay, I have to go to somebody else now.
Okay. Thank you.
Try to use Bhutto, okay? Try to recite Bhutto. And I promise you that you will feel better.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, let me go to Suwandi Wijaya. Are you from Malaysia or from Indonesia? Suwandi. Unmute your microphone first. Unmute your microphone.
Oh, yeah, I'm Swandi from Indonesia, Ajahn.
How are you?
I'm fine, Ajahn. Thank you, Ajahn. I want to ask several questions, maybe a little bit longer, maybe several phenomena. Could I possibly do that, Ajahn?
Take one question at a time first.
Okay. So when I'm not in meditation, for example, I close my eyes, I saw a bright light from my upper eyes highlight down. So I close my eyes and then it highlight down, and then when I open my eyes, it's still there. It's white and shining and beautiful until so many time, so long time. What is that supposed to mean, Ajahn?
It just means light, that's all. There's no meaning to it. Just an experience. just like seeing the light from the sun, the light from an automobile.
But why that kind of phenomena appears on me?
You don't need to know why. You just know how to deal with it.
Okay, so neglect it. So just let it be.
Just accept it.
Huh? Accept it. Okay. Another phenomena, Ajahn. For example, when I listen to a Dhamma talk or Dhamma Desana or somebody talking about Dhamma, I feel my head dizzy, and my hand is itchy, and around the part, and then I can sometimes close my eyes, see the inner organ of my body. For example, a lung, a heart, that beeping. That is a violet and until red color. What's that kind supposed to mean, Ajahn?
It doesn't mean anything. It just means you see it. That's all. You don't have to know what does it mean. You just want to see if you can do something with it for your benefit or not. If you can use it for your benefit, then use it. If you cannot, then just leave it alone.
Oh. But it's kind of bewildering for me because it happened and then don't know why. So we don't know about is it benefit or not.
If you don't know, then just leave it alone.
Sorry, Ajahn?
If you don't know, then just leave it
Pardon
alone.
me? Can you repeat it?
Leave it alone. Leave it alone.
Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Okay. Okay. And then another one, Ajahn. Hand, when not in listening to the Dhamma or in meditation, it's just like a ant marching, or that's kind of a wave like lightning around hand. What's that mean?
It doesn't mean anything. It just happened. Just know it.
Hello, Ajahn.
It doesn't mean anything.
Oh, it too doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's just like the sun, the rain. It doesn't mean anything. When the sun shines, when the rain falls, it doesn't mean anything.
But it's weird, Ajahn, because it happens in cannot predictably, so it happens anytime.
That's right. Just like the sun and the rain, it can happen anytime. See?
Oh, so just neglect it, let it be.
That's right. Just ignore it and just focus on your mind, your mindfulness.
Okay. I think that is my question, Ajahn. Ajahn, one more question. How do I face my life that every time I feel that everybody just dislike me? For the first time maybe it's okay, but for the next meeting, next conversation, it always happen to me that they neglect me, they dislike me, and they speak a worse language to me, and then just don't want to be friend of me. How will I do?
Just leave them alone. Don't expect anything from them.
Sorry, Ajahn? Leave them alone and then?
Don't expect anything from them.
Oh, don't expect anything. Okay. So, but that influenced my life. For example, my career, my getting money, because we always contact with people, right? So, I just feel like I'm fail in my life. Usually for a man like me, as a father.
You don't have to think like that. So you just think this is your life. This is the way you are.
Okay. Okay. For Ajahn, what practice do I have to? Do I need to practice more in this case?
You need mindfulness, Bhutto, Bhutto, keep reciting Bhutto, Bhutto, and stop reacting to people.
Okay, okay. And stop reacting to?
Stop reacting to people and things. Just
Sorry,
leave
Ajahn.
them alone.
Just repeating Buddha Buddha.
Okay.
I don't really hear you, Ajahn. What is the last words?
Because you have background noise, you have to turn off the noise first before you can hear me.
Can you repeat once more, Ajahn?
Okay. Just don't expect anything from people. Just Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. And don't react to anybody or things. Let them be, leave them alone.
Sorry, I don't think I have a good signal. I'm sorry. Okay.
Okay, we'll move to the next person, okay? We cannot communicate right now.
Okay, I can hear you now, Ajahn. Can you repeat the last sentence?
Just use Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto to stop your mind from reacting.
Oh, okay. Okay, so anything happen, I just let it be, and then I just focus on my mind.
That's right. Use Bhutto, Bhutto to stop your mind from reacting.
Okay, thank you, Ajahn. Thank you. Thank you.
Then we go to Alfredo. Hi, Alfredo from Brazil. How are you? I haven't seen you for a while. Good?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm
All
good.
right.
Thanks.
Anything to say
I
today?
stay in the last weekend. I stay in a hotel. I meditate a lot in a hotel. Is there a garden out of my what?
Okay, you stay in a hotel?
Yes, I meditate a lot in the hotel. It's very good.
Okay. Can you meditate in the hotel?
Yes, is there there is a garden out of my bedroom, and I sit down and meditate a lot all day. Is very good. The hotel no have much people.
Good, good. You have any question? No, no question.
No, I feel I'm more calm and more tranquility. Is the fact of I have to meditate in other place. Is there feel more place of meditation. I have enjoyed. I have I want to have other place to meditate. Is important other place to meditate
Yes.
to change.
Yes, if you can find a better place, then you should change. But if you cannot find, then you just have to stay with where you are.
Yes.
Because mindfulness is more important than places you stay. If you have good place to stay, but if you have no mindfulness, you will not be able to practice anyway. So I think you should be more concerned with mindfulness than the place you stay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I think we have everybody's asked question now. So I'll let anybody who wants to ask question to raise your hand and then unmute your microphone and speak.
There's a question from Facebook. La.
Okay, go
La has
ahead.
a question.
Yes, there is one question from Facebook from Miss Ayi. Ajahn,
When we are tired and feel sleepy, maybe because of work, when it's time for our schedule to get used to meditation, should we take a break or going to sleep, or can we continue to meditate?
Well, if you can meditate, just keep continuing to meditate. But if you cannot do it, then you just have to take a break. It depends on your ability to force yourself to meditate or not. If you cannot, then you might have to you have to go to sleep, then you have to go to sleep. Is that all? One question?
Yes, that's all.
Okay, anybody else? If you want to ask a question, just raise your hand, just like me. And then the administrator will then unmute your microphone.
ST.
Hi, Ajahn. Yeah, just checking with you regarding because we have a lots of friends doing meditation, and there are some of my friends or relatives who are actually mentally not well. So do you recommend that the person should seek treatment in hospital first or doctor first before they continue with meditation, or they should just continue with meditation? What is your recommendation?
I think they can do both. You have to go to see a doctor, and you can complement your therapy with meditation. You can meditate whether you're sick or not sick. As long as you can be mindful, that's the important thing. If you can recite a mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto, then you can meditate.
Thank you.
Okay.
Shan, you have a question?
Can I ask you? Yeah. Ajahn, can you bless me in Thai, because I'm really losing control. I don't know.
Use Bhutto, Bhutto. Keep recite Bhutto, Bhutto. Then you can take control of yourself.
Can I? Should you recommend me to see a doctor, psychiatrist?
Well, if you can use Bhutto, you don't need to see a psychiatrist.
Okay. But can you bless me in? Yeah, can you just bless me?
Yes, I'm blessing you now by telling you what to do. This is the blessing. Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. Keep reciting Bhutto, 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 and you'll be blessed.
If I continue like that, then what will happen?
Your mind will be calm, under your control. You can use Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto.
Okay, thank you.
Keep reciting Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. Don't think about any other thing. Then you will be able to control your mind, to calm your mind.
Okay, thank you.
Okay? All right. So if you want me to bless you, let me just say be well, be normal, and be happy. Okay? Okay. Anybody else? We have run 2 hours already on this meeting today. But I'll extend it a few more minutes. If anybody has any question they want to ask, please go ahead. Anybody?
Okay, I
Well,
think that's all. That's all.
I think maybe this is about time for us to say goodbye, because it's about 2 hours now. Sui and Jack, you have any question? I'll let you close the meeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if it's too long, but I always wonder, like in the Adita Pariyaya Sutta, the fire sermon, the Buddha talked about the 6 senses on fire. What does he mean by that, on fire?
The heart is on fire, the mind is on fire when it sees the sensual objects. When you see a nice bag, your heart becomes greedy, it becomes hot, see? It gets on fire. when you see something it like, it has craving, and this craving will then, it's like a fire burning your mind, burning your heart. And you have to get rid of it by going after the sensual object that you desire for. But it's only a temporary, when you get what you want, then the fire stops. But then later on, when you see something else, the fire will restart again. So this is not the way to cope with deal with the fire. The way to deal with the fire is to stop your desire by seeing anicca, dukkha, anatta on the objects that you have desire for. And you see that it's like poison, or it's a poisonous snake, then you don't want it, right? But if you see something like, oh, this is good for you, make you happy, then you want it. This is delusional because nothing is good for you. Everything in this world is bad for you because they are anicca, they are temporary. Sooner or later, they will then change, disappear. When that happens, then you become sad. You have dukkha. So that's what he means by the sensual objects. What you see, what you hear, all these things are, when you see, your heart, your mind start to become hot with fire, the fire of craving, the fire of hatred. Sometimes you see things and you hear things you don't like, you become angry. And this is another fire burning your mind, burning your heart. And your thought also the same way. You might not see any sensual object, but if you think about someone you hate, you can get angry right away, and your mind can become hot again. So you have to get rid of your anger, get rid of your craving. Your anger arises from your desire. If you have no desire, then there will be no anger. All right. To get rid of your desire, you have to see anicca, dukkha, anatta. Look at everything at the weather. Then you won't get angry at the weather, right?
Ajahn, I met people that get really angry with the weather.
They're stupid. They're stupid. Can you do anything to the weather or not? You cannot. But what do you get angry at the weather for? You should get angry at yourself for being stupid.
Well, it's quite common, Ajahn. Like I always hear people get really angry with the rain.
They don't want to blame themselves. They want to blame other people. When they're not happy, they blame other people. But in fact, it's them that make themselves unhappy because of their desire. They want something, and when they cannot get it, then they become unhappy. All they have to do is stop the desire, then they will not be unhappy.
Right.
All right?
I heard from one. Sorry, Ajahn. Just one last thing. I heard from one of your talk that you say when we stop thinking, it's loving, like it's giving loving kindness to ourselves, and that's so meaningful, Ajahn. Like stopping thinking, it's giving loving kindness to ourselves.
Yeah, giving kindness to yourself by stop taxing yourself with your thoughts.
Right.
Yeah. When you think, you tax your mind, you make your mind heavy, you make your mind, restless, unhappy. When you stop thinking, then you might become calm, peaceful, and happy.
Right.
All right. Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
It's about time now for me to say goodbye to you. It's about 2 hours and 8 minutes. So thank you very much for your participation. I hope that you can learn something from this discussion today and apply it in your practice to advance you further closer to enlightenment. In the meantime, stay mindful, stay happy, and stay safe. Thank you and goodbye.
Sadhu, 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 sadhu. Thank you, Ajahn.
Sadhu,
Thank you.
sadhu,
Sadhu, sadhu.
สาธุค่ะ